somebody that may be kind of a critical viewpoint, but they want to know, Jessica, was the Sacra Bohio Especial, did we serve it at the proper temperature? I think maybe somebody thinks it was a little cold.
It was perhaps a little cold. It was perhaps a little cold.
Let's get Jessica a mic here. So.
Let's watch out for...
This is Jessica Aguyo.
Jessica.
Jessica, oh, okay. You
American mother, Spanish father.
Okay.
I can see that. I actually enjoyed it very much at this temperature, but it's one of those beers that, yes, can be served at a much warmer temperature, and in fact, opens up at a warmer temperature. So, yeah, I would agree. Buy a bottle, let it warm up, and see which temperature you prefer it at.
Well put.
And I have a question for Mario. Mario, if you're out there, I'd just like to kind of know, I mean, we talked about, the struggles that you have maybe as a traveler with Mexico. Are people in Mexico, on your side of the border, are they turning on to your beers? Are they becoming interested in these beers? Or, is it something that you're thinking of marketing more to folks on our side of the border?
Well, that's kind of a funny question because at the beginning, it kind of was leaned towards the U.S. side. We're right on the border, we're, some of us even live on the other side of the border and work on the other side, so it's a very, it's the same region basically.
Yeah.
And for the first years, this was a problem that we did face. People didn't want better beers because they hadn't tried anything different, really. So, for the consumer to actually try something different was not necessarily good. So it was something that was so off the mark, flavor-wise, that, at some point it probably wasn't even considered beer. Yeah. In their minds, So we struggled a lot with that. Now, recently it's kind of getting, the other way around because, as we border in Mexicali with Calexico, which is, a small town really in California in the middle of the desert, Tijuana, which is our neighboring city, borders with San Diego,
right,
which we know for great beers as well. Right, so that influence is kind of permeating down, and we are now seeing consumers really getting a hold of all these different styles of beers and beer bars with 20 taps, which there's probably like 4, but we're getting there, and there's probably 4 because of what Garrett mentioned earlier. There's not a lot of licenses out there. Just for example, at some point we imported our beers ourselves into California when we were starting out. The beer license in California was $100. The beer license in Mexico was $100,000.
Oh my God.
So there's a bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the point that we're trying to break in, so that these licenses are available and the consumer. But I think the point is made when consumers ask for different beers. You're getting somewhere. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
It's a good point because my wife is from Peru, and I can tell you about the Peruvian beer. In Latin America in general, it seems like people are very loyal to their beers. If you're from Cusco, you drink Cusqueña, you don't drink anything else. I once drank a beer from Trujillo and I got a headache. And the gentleman on the statement said, that's because you betrayed the Cusqueña brewery. So if you can make some headway against that, that would be great. That would be fantastic. And a question for you, Garrett. Since you did that collaboration with the Brazilian brewer in the Capoeira, and again, if you don't want to answer this, you don't have to, but have you ever brewed, I think it's an entertaining question, have you ever brewed part of a batch that sounded good on paper,